Hi, my name is Kathryn-Diane Kanz. I'm a student at Mid-America Christian University, and today I'm going to be talking about taking care of orphans. In the United States, we know that there is a need for adoption and foster care, but most of us are unaware of how we can individually help. Adoption affects everyone, whether you yourself were adopted, or maybe you have adopted a child or are adopting a child, which is a very long process. Perhaps you have a sibling, coworker, friend, or maybe even just an acquaintance that has been adopted. But how can we individually make a difference if we have not each individually been called to adopt? Our book says the first reason to use support in a speech is to clarify content. So let me clarify by saying this. I use the Bible as my standard. I am still learning, but as I do, I strive to follow and grow in what the Lord has called me and told me to do. So James 1:27 in the NIV states this: religion that God, our Father, accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Many of us think of volunteering in our community as being a part of a volunteering for soup kitchens or volunteering in building projects or community centers and retirement homes, which is one of the ways that we can support our widows and widowers. But how does that work for orphans? There are many children in the United States waiting for a forever adopted home, a family who calls them theirs. But the U.S. no longer has many traditional orphanages. It has gone to what the AmericanAdoption.com calls an improved foster care system. And it is a system. And many children get lost in that system. And unfortunately, many children spend years going back and forth in the foster care system and never are adopted, that are eligible to be adopted. But don't get me wrong, the system has worked, and the system has done great things. The children who are in foster care are wards of the state. So you can become a court-appointed special advocate volunteer for children, also known as CASA Volunteer for Children. According to National CASA Association, 432,677 children are still waiting for a volunteer. Could you be one of them? A quote from the Adoption Network Law Center is this: Of the over 400,000 children in foster care in the United States, 114,556 cannot be returned to their families and are waiting to be adopted. So as a CASA volunteer, you will come alongside a child and get to know them. You will be their advocate, and you will be trained before getting to know a child by the state to be their advocate. You will go through training that takes about 6 months. And then once you're assigned a child, they want you to first listen to that child, get to know them, get to know their case, and then work for them, advocating for that child in court. The system typically assigns a child to you for about a year and a half. So it is a commitment, a very long commitment. But there must be at least one of you listening that feels that is exactly what you should do. You can volunteer. Here are a few organizations that can help you if you're just still not sure of what you can really do. So Show Hope lists 7 ways to care for an orphan as a group, maybe as a group project. Maybe you have a ministry group that you would like to do something in your community. Maybe you and just a friend would like to dive in deeper and know how you can actually help and make a change and make a difference in a child's life. That website is showhope.org. Also, Help Orphans offers programs and conferences to help inform adults on how they can adopt. They mainly ask for donations on their website, but if you have a conference or a program that's happening near you, you can volunteer to be a part of setup or cleanup, maybe speak to one of the families one-on-one if you have been trained in that. And there's many other ways, but this is a great way to be a part of that difference in a child's life. If you're not physically able to get up and go and be the hands and feet, you can still be the hands and feet by donating and helping this organization. This organization itself is provided by Focus on the Family. So for more information on that, go to www.focusonthefamily.com. So there's one more that I would like to introduce you to, and that's the Orphan Society of America. They focus on children that are orphaned by violence. So this one is near and dear to my heart because they provide scholarships for children. They provide volunteers to get to know these kids so that they're not alone and advocate for them. The website, www.theorphansociety.org, says they are looking for help continually. Help in fundraising and event planning. Maybe that is your gift. You can use it to help orphans. Maybe they need help in event planning as a network of people. And maybe even they say they need help brainstorming enhancements for their programs and services. Does that sound something like you? Maybe that's something you'd be interested in. I hope one of these things helped someone out there. This is near to me, like I said, because I am planning on adopting in the future. And my husband and I want to adopt an older child. But right now, wherever that child is, my prayer for them is that there is an advocate for them, that they are not alone, that they don't feel alone. So, could that advocate be you? Thank you for listening. Hope you have a great day.